case of Jenelle Potter is a disturbing tale of obsession, manipulation, and murder that took place in Mountain City, Tennessee. It revolves around Jenelle, her highly protective parents, and a series of fabricated threats. These threats led to a deadly conclusion. What began as petty social tensions escalated into a brutal double homicide, shaking the small community to its core. Jenelle grew up in Mountain City, a rural, tight-knit town. In this town, everyone knew each other. She was described as socially awkward, emotionally immature, and extremely dependent on her parents. Due to various health issues, including diabetes, Jenelle's parents, Marvin "Buddy" Potter and Barbara Potter, were overly protective, shielding her from the outside world. Her father, Buddy, was a former Marine with a strict and controlling demeanor. Her mother, Barbara, was deeply involved in Jenelle's life, reinforcing a sheltered upbringing. As a result, Jenelle struggled to form friendships and instead spent most of her time on social media, where she found comfort in virtual interactions. The situation took a dark turn when Jenelle became friends with Billie Jean Hayworth and her boyfriend, Bill Payne. At first, the relationship seemed friendly, but it quickly soured. Jenelle grew jealous of Billie Jean, believing that she was gossiping about her and spreading rumors. She also thought that others in their social circle were excluding her. Jenelle's paranoia deepened, and she began venting her frustrations on social media, accusing Billie Jean and others of bullying her. These accusations, largely unfounded, were fueled by her insecurities and need for validation. Her parents, particularly her father, were receptive to her complaints and started believing that Jenelle was in real danger. A critical factor in the escalation was the emergence of Chris, a mysterious online figure who claimed to be a CIA operative madly in love with Jenelle. Through Facebook messages, Chris reassured Jenelle that he was watching over her and would protect her from those who sought to harm her. However, Chris was not a real person. Investigators later discovered that the persona was a fabrication, either created by Jenelle herself or with the help of her mother, Barbara. The messages painted a dramatic narrative, portraying Billie Jean and Bill Payne as dangerous individuals. These fabricated claims heightened tensions within the Potter household, reinforcing Buddy's belief that his daughter was under threat. Buddy Potter, a man with a military background and a strong protective instinct, became convinced that his family was in danger. Jenelle and Barbara fed him false information from Chris, making it seem like Billie Jean and Bill were conspiring against Jenelle. This manipulation ultimately drove Buddy to take lethal action. On January 31, 2012, Buddy entered Billie Jean and Bill Payne's home, armed with a gun. He shot and killed both of them in cold blood. At the time of her murder, Billie Jean was holding the couple's infant son, who miraculously survived the attack. The murders sent shockwaves through Mountain City, a town unaccustomed to such violence. As law enforcement began their investigation, they quickly uncovered inconsistencies in the Potter story. The digital trail of messages from Chris became crucial evidence. Detectives traced the messages back to the Potter household, confirming that the threats were entirely fabricated. Jenelle's behavior during the investigation raised red flags. She showed little emotion when discussing the deaths and vehemently denied involvement. However, digital evidence, phone records, and social media activity told a different story. The authorities pieced together how Jenelle and Barbara had used the fake persona of Chris to manipulate Buddy into committing murder. By 2013, arrests were made. Buddy Potter was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, while Barbara and Jenelle were